There's a skill that almost every wealthy person has, and it's not investing, it's not coding, it's not leadership, or whatever buzzword is going on right now. It's a skill that used to be taught, like formally in classrooms. And at some point, it quietly got pulled out of the curriculum, replaced with stuff that you'll never use, and nobody said a word about it. And that skill is persuasion. The ability to change someone's mind, the ability to make someone feel something, the ability to move people from where they are to where you want them to be with nothing but words. And the fact that you were never taught this was not an accident. It's a design choice, because persuasion in the hands of the average person is dangerous to every system that profits from you being passive. Think about this for a second. You spent 12 years in school, maybe 16, maybe 20, and in all those years, how many classes have taught you how to sell, how to negotiate, how to write something that makes someone take action, how to have a conversation that changes an outcome? Zero, probably zero. But you know the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, and you can recite the Pythagorean theorem. And you memorized a bunch of historical dates that you've never thought about since. Meanwhile, the person who dropped out and learned how to sell makes more money than your entire graduating class combined. And everyone calls them lucky or street smart, like it's some sort of genetic fluke rather than a skill that they just learned while you were doing homework. Here's what persuasion actually is, because most people hear persuasion and they think manipulation. They think the used car salesman does sleazy tactics and tricking people into buying stuff they don't need. That's not persuasion. That's coercion, and it doesn't work long term anyway. Real persuasion is understanding what someone actually wants and showing them how to get it. That's it. It's empathy with direction. It's listening better than the other person expects. It's articulating their problem better than they can articulate it themselves. And when you do that, everything changes. Sales becomes easy because you're just connecting with someone's pain to your solution. Negotiation becomes easy because you understand what the other side actually values. Leadership becomes easy because people follow the person who understands them. And relationships, dating, friendships, even how your kids listen to you, all of it runs on persuasion. Every single human interaction has an element of influence in it, and you were never taught the basics. So let me tell you when this clicked for me. I was early in my business trying to sign contractors for lead generation, and I was doing what most people do. I was talking about myself, my service, my features, my pricing, my results, and nobody cared. Surprise, surprise. Not because the service was bad, because I was speaking the wrong language. I was speaking me when they needed to hear you. And that's the moment that I flipped. The very moment every conversation started with their problem, their pain, their frustration, their garbage leads, their wasted ad budgets, everything changed. Same service, same price, different conversation. Close rate went through the roof. And that's persuasion. I didn't trick anybody. I just learned to speak their language instead of mine. And that one shift built an entire business that generated over $80 million in revenue for our partners. And here's the part that might frustrate you. This stuff is not complicated. The basics of persuasion can be learned in a weekend. Seriously. Understand the other person's pain better than they do. Speak to that pain before you make an offer to the solution. Make the solution feel inevitable, not forced, and follow up. Because most people don't buy the first time. They buy it the 5th, 6th, 7th time they see you, and the person who follows up always wins. And that's the whole game. It's not 100 techniques. It's not NLP or hypnotic language patterns or whatever someone's trying to sell you. It's just deeply understanding another human being and communicating in a way that makes them feel understood. The reason this isn't taught in schools is because a population that can persuade is a population that can sell. And a population that can sell doesn't need a traditional job. They don't need to follow the conventional path. They can create their own economy. And that's threatening to a system built on producing employees. Real quick, if you're watching this and thinking, hey, I actually need to learn this stuff, subscribe. This is what I talk about, not theory, actual skills that make the difference between struggling and building something real. One tap, that's all it takes, 1 second. All right, let's get back to the content. Thank you. Here's what I want you to do. Don't go buy a course on persuasion, not yet. Instead, do this for the next 7 days. In every conversation you have, before you say what you're wanting to say, ask one question, just one. about them, about their situation, about what they're dealing with, you'll be amazed what actually happens. People will open up, they'll trust you faster, they'll actually listen when you talk because you did the thing that almost nobody does anymore. You paid attention to them first. And that's the foundation of persuasion. It's not a trick, it's a practice. And it's free, and it just takes one thing most people refuse to give up: they need to be heard first. There's a reason why every wealthy person I've ever met knows how to sell. Not because they're all salespeople, because they understand that everything in life is a negotiation. Every opportunity, every relationship, every pivotal moment, someone is being persuaded. And if you can't do the persuading, you're the one who's being persuaded. Learn this skill, it'll change everything, not just your income, but your entire life. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.